looking for their first win. But one bright spot has been the World League's leading rusher, Amir Rasul, who in 2 games has rushed for over 200 yards. It's a rematch of Week 1 as the Ohio Glory take on the Orlando Thunder. We are deep in the heart of football country as we welcome you to Columbus, Ohio, and Ohio Stadium. Many great memories and a lot of tradition in this field, the home field of the Ohio State Buckeyes, but home to the expansion Ohio Glory this spring as they play host to the Orlando Thunder. And hi, everybody. I'm Roger Twibell, and we welcome you to Week 3 of our World League coverage here on ABC. Looking forward to this game today, the rematch, an early season rematch, as, of course, the Thunder won that first game against Ohio 13-9. Now, there were 3 games played last night in the World League, 2 of those games in Europe, and London, the defending World League champs, lose for the 2nd week in a row. Barcelona's Scott Ernie with the touchdown pass, 13-7 the final there. Then Montreal at Sacramento, David Archer the touchdown pass, Pringle the touchdown run with 2:11 left. The Surge now 3-0 in the World League. And at the Meadowlands in front of better than 33,000, Gallery with 3 field goals for San Antonio, and the Knights off to an 0-3 start for the 2nd year in a row. And I welcome my broadcast partner, Dick Vermeil. And Dick, we mentioned this is an early season rematch between the Thunder and the Glory, and we're looking for Orlando at their quarterback, Scott Mitchell. And if his arm ever goes, he can play the defensive line, can he?
Oh, he's a big one. At 6'6", 240 pounds, a big left-hander. He throws the ball about 70% of the time. He threw the ball a lot at University of Utah, threw the ball a lot in training camp last year with Miami, not so much during the regular season. Look for him to get the ball to any one of 5 talented wide receivers. They can all fly, and you'll see all 5 of these guys in the game at the same time today.
We know one thing the Glory can do well, and that is run the football, and the Thunder does give up some yards on the ground, 343 yards, in fact, in their first 2 games. And the guy we look for Ohio is Amir Rasul. He is a terrific running back, and in that first game, 152 yards. That is a World League record. But the big story for the Ohio Glory this week is a new starting quarterback.
Pat O'Hara will start. Now, he took over last week in the second half for Babe Laufenberg. He hit 13 of 17, did a good job. And as you said, they've been running the ball real well. They've been playing good defense, but not productive pass offense-wise. Look for this guy to put a little more points on the board.
Well, it's been a long and winding road for Pat O'Hara to finally get a start. Let's go down to Julie Moran on the sidelines. Julie?
Well, as you said, as of today, Pat O'Hara gets his shot, but he has not started a football game since 1985 when he was a senior at Santa Monica High School. But things have turned around for Pat O'Hara. We hear as of April 1st, he signed Plan B with the San Diego Chargers.
Okay, thank you very much, Julie. As we take a look at Galen Hall, the head coach of the Orlando Thunder, formerly head coach at the University of Florida, longtime assistant at Oklahoma University. Ohio has won the toss, and they will receive. And on the other side of the field, Larry Little, great player for the Miami Dolphins, coached in the high school ranks, coached at Bethune-Cookman in Florida. He's done it the right way, moving up through the ranks to become the head coach now here of the Ohio Glory. As we take a look at the field here, beautiful. That's a Prescription Athletic turf. Temperature 45. The wind is out of the north. Just a slight breeze today. Forecast clear. As I mentioned, the field is grass. As we go to the deep men right now, and that's Adam Walker and Melvin Patterson. As you take a look at Walker right there, and the kicker is Tracy Bennett. And we're set to go. So Orlando with a opening game victory against this Ohio Glory team. And the Glory looking for their first victory of the year, an expansion team. The only one in the World League. They missed the 2nd year. That's Adam Walker. Following the blocking, and Walker gets it across the 30-yard line. So that's where the Ohio Glory will start it, led by their quarterback, Pat O'Hara, who last week came into the second half, 13 of 17, 95 yards. Played collegiately at Southern Cal, but never got a start there. Wide receiver, Patterson and Wilson with Rasul, Lydell Carr, Randy Bethel's the tight end, the enhancement player with the asterisks by their name. Big offensive line, averaging over 295. Graybill, Mull, Vines, Harmon, and Jefferson. Graybill and Jefferson, the two big tackles. As we're underway, set to go, 1st and 10. Play action as O'Hara will throw it on 1st down. He's got his wide receiver. That's Patrick Action Jackson across the 45 to the 47-yard line, where Rick Andrews makes the tackle. And let's take a look at the defense for the Thunder. 3-man front with Dunbar, Cilio, and Pressberry. Linebackers are Dixon, Andrews, Maurice Crum gets the start today, number 53, and Rosine Keaton, 55. And the secondary, Malcolm Frank, Mike Nettles, Todd Crum, and Glenn Rogers. Nettles getting the start, Chris Mitchell, injured last week. And of course, Frank with the interception, big interception in that first game against the Ohio Glory. 1st and 10.
Run.
He'll give it to his running back, Amir Rasul, and he might get a couple. Robert Pressberry from Delaware State, a 6'2", 265-pound defensive end who had 6 tackles so far in the year, makes that stop. And Dick Vermeil, defensively, what's Orlando going to have to do against Ohio today?
Well, last time they prepared for Ohio, they prepared for a 4 wide receiver attack. This time they're better prepared for the running attack, and they're going to slant the defense toward the blocking back in the backfield to try to stop that running game.
Rasul will try to swing it wide as he gets inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Glenn Rogers, cornerback from Memphis State, 5'11" and 185, comes up to make the stop. Dick, here was the first meeting between the two teams. You can see what the score was, but then the rushing yards in favor of Ohio, passing for Orlando. Total yards just about even. The turnovers is what hurt the
You
Glory.
just don't win when you turn the ball over more than your opponent, and that's more than a cliche. That's a fact.
85, Walter Wilson splits to the near side. 3rd down. Calling a long 2, and battling is Amir Rasul. I don't know if he got it or not. Good defensive effort right there. Maurice Crum, 53, from the University of Miami, was one of the first men in on the stop.
Well, Charlie Bailey, the defensive coordinator, told me that they're really going to force Ohio to throw the ball to win the football game. Now, you see in this replay, there's going to be defensive people with the shoulder pads down, bending the knees, play and run first. Of course, on 3rd and short, you're going to play run first. But they're going to do that and force Pat O'Hara to throw the football.
Rasul gets that 1st down, 3 carries, 11 yards. Pat O'Hara, as Julie mentioned, first start since he was in high school. Play action going to his out to the side. That was Lydell Carr, who was a little concerned about Wayne Dixon, number 56, a guy who played with him at Oklahoma, who came up and gave him a pretty good pop.
Well, running backs coming out of Oklahoma don't get the opportunity to catch many balls. In the old days, they were always running that wishbone.
Right, yeah.
So we'll make an excuse for that first drop.
We saw last week, Dick, a real good drive put together by Ohio on their first series. What are they doing offensively? Anything different this week than last?
Well, you can expect more play action on 1st down. You can expect some exotics, some reverse, some flea flickers. I mean, some the big play type things.
2nd and 10. Throwing underneath, he's got the tight end. That's the big man, number 88, Randy Bethel, loses the football. Loses the football, and it was picked up by Mike Nettles, the free safety. And they're going to say it was out of bounds at the 18-yard line. So Bethel, the big tight end, made the reception.
A nice crossing pattern, zone coverage, pedal back, didn't turn his shoulders, sees the opening, fires it right in the hole there. Now he doesn't get it tucked away nicely. See, he's a little loose away from the body. See that right there? You gotta keep it up tight to the body. You never know when that hand is gonna come in from the blind side.
Well, turnovers have hurt Ohio so far in this young season, and with expansion teams, one of the things we got to point out here is that the coaching staff for Ohio really didn't get assembled till about a week before the start of the preseason.
I know it. There's no evolution, no maturity to anything they're doing, and it really makes it tough. But the guy it's toughest on was Babe Laufenberg first, the first quarterback to start the first 2, and now O'Hara.
Speaking of quarterbacks, there's a look at Scott Mitchell, 24 years of age, 6'6", 236 from Utah. And he'll hand it off to Daryl Clack, the veteran running back, across the 20 as Jono Tunney makes a stop. As mentioned, Scott Mitchell, there are his numbers, 49 of 86, 498 yards, couple touchdowns, and interception. And with him back there, Grannis Bell, 84, Joe Howard Johnson, 80, Daryl Clack and Michael Titley and Stacy Simmons. They'll go with 5 wideouts on occasion. Cunningham, Aronson, LaSalle, Blaine Rose, and Jerry Crafts, and they average 295 across the front as well. On a 2nd and 5, some movement on the left side of the line.
You know, in talking with Scott Mitchell, the quarterback, last night, he said, you know, what's nice about the World League, last year at this time he's playing golf, working out a little bit.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it doesn't make him a better quarterback. And he
False start on the offense, number 64, 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
That was Rick Cunningham. But anyway,
if he's going to make a bigger contribution to the Miami Dolphin program, he needs playing time. And he's getting playing time here, game action. He has to read things, do things properly. Even though it's not the Miami offense, he really feels he's learning.
It's making decisions on the football field.
That's right.
2nd and 10. Mitchell will swing it out to Daryl Clack. He's got a blocker and some room. Across the 30, he reaches to the 35-yard line, 15 yards on the pickup to Daryl Clack, the leading receiver for Orlando. Sunvold, Wells, Jackson, and Chad Rowland, the 4-man front for Ohio. Stacy Harvey, Jono Tunney, George Kuntz, good linebacking core there with those 3 men. And Adams, Willis, Tim James, and Aaron Ruffin. Look for number 33. He is always around the football. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Clack gets across the 35 to the 37. Jono Tunney, 13 tackles on the year, makes this tough. One thing I've noticed, Dick, about Scott Mitchell, he's 6'6", but it looks like he has to reach to his running back to hand the ball off. It doesn't look real smooth.
Well, they're running a play that they call the reach, and the running back is trying to run from the quarterback. Scott just has to move his feet quicker. There he's looking at his wristband, which all the plays are numbered.
2nd and 7. 2 setbacks. Now in motion is Stowers to the near side. They'll give it to Clack. Across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Daryl Clack, 5'10", 220 from Arizona State. Played with the Dallas Cowboys from 86 to 89.
Defensed well at the point of attack there by Kent Wells, 73, the defensive back. But a cutback, see? No backside protection back there. Get that hole. More yards are made running backside than onside.
Darren Willis from Arizona State makes a tackle on a former Sun Devil. 1st and 10. Mitchell with some pressure. He's going to go down. 70, Mike Sunvold. 6'4" and 270. Second-year pro from Minnesota with his 2nd sack of the year. 7 yards on the loss.
To the left side of your screen, he's working against Jerry Kraft, 77, Mike's Sunvold, number 70. Now, this is only the 3rd sack of the season for this team. See, the coverage took the pattern away downfield. He had to pump the football. He'd set up close to the line of scrimmage. Therefore, the sack.
4 wideouts on 2nd down and 17.
Look for him to work against the linebackers inside.
Now Clack will move to the slot on the right side.
They call this empty. No backs.
Mitchell goes to Clack. Across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Darren Hughes, 21, and he's an interesting story. Hughes plays both offense and defense. They had to change his number from 89 to 21 because we'll see him at wide receiver. We'll also see him at defensive back.
He's actually more of a wide receiver than he is a defensive back, but he has that kind of athletic skill that he can cross over on the other side of the line of scrimmage and help out.
3rd down situation for the Thunder. 3rd and 10 with just over 8 minutes to go, 1st quarter. 5 receivers again. Mitchell finally found number 81, Dennis Airy, 1st-year pro from San Diego State, but Nigel Codrington, number 41, in on the coverage. This man high jumped over 7 feet 1 inches. The Southwest Conference, played his college football at Rice, but a terrific athlete.
Very good athlete. He could run. He ran on the relay team.
Yeah, absolutely. Ray Criswell will come in to do the punting, and Melvin Patterson back deep inside the 15. High snap. Criswell, a very good kick off the side of his foot. Gets a good roll, though. And, whoa, Patterson looked like it might have been a face mask. No flag is thrown, and that was awfully close to a face mask right there. as Willie Davis came down to make the tackle, an enhancement player from the Chiefs. 7:49. Did we get a face mask? What do you think?
Yeah, you bet. Obvious.
And we welcome you back here as Ohio has the football 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line. Rasul, he gets to the 15, a couple-yard pickup. That was after he went down.
You take a look at the center nose guard play. See it? Saleo, number 71, Ken Vines, 53, fighting there. See, he overplayed it. He cut back and ran in behind him, but a linebacker set it home. Good discipline on the backside of the defense.
So Cilio, 71, over the nose of Ken Vines. Cilio played collegiately at the University of Miami. You might like to see Larry Little get a little more of Adam Walker at running back today. On a 2nd and 9, and O'Hara with a lot of pressure on him. Coming in was Wayne Dixon from the outside to get a piece of that football. As we look at the North American East, and boy, I'll tell you, this division's struggling right now. Orlando's got a chance to put some distance between themselves and Montreal, and Ohio and New York with that 0-3 start.
New York is too good a team to be 0-3.
Yeah.
You know, we did their first ball game. They could have easily won that, or maybe should have won it. The next one they should have won.
Yeah.
And then last night they don't.
They had a chance on the last play if the pass was dropped. 3rd down and 8. They've completed 45% of their 3rd down situations so far this year. O'Hara's got a man wide open. That's number 83, Phil Logan, out of Kentucky. 6'4", 192 pounds. Good possession receiver. Dean Witkowski from North Dakota made the tackle.
See, he had real good time to throw the ball. Offensive lineman doing a good job picking up the stunts. He throws it into the zone. He gets it tucked away. Move the chains.
Logan with 5 receptions, 57 yards. Longest pass reception, 16. So you know he's running a lot of those routes underneath.
You bet.
1st and 10 from the 32. 4 wideouts here for the Glory, and they'll run the draw, and a beautiful play. Cilio was the man that brought down Amir Rasul. We mentioned the San Antonio Knights game at the Meadowlands and how it came right down to the wire. It was a ball game that featured a lot of field goals, and what happened in this game was the last play of the game, Brent Peace looking into the end zone. Kip Lewis had it, he dropped it. That would have tied it, the extra point would have won it, and the final 9-3. So San Antonio comes up with a hard-fought victory. Back here, 2nd and 11, 5:20 to go. First quarter. O'Hara underthrows his intended receiver. That was Melvin Patterson. A lot of pressure that time by Robert Presbury, number 72.
Presbury comes around the offensive left tackle, Mike Graybell, on the left side of your screen. See him working up now. He steps up inside nicely and fires it, but there was pressure there. You can feel that as a quarterback. I would like to see him turn and sprint back rather than pedal back. Might give him a second longer to throw the ball.
O'Hara's a terrific athlete, and I think, you know, if they move him out of the pocket a little bit more, they might be able to accomplish some of those things. 4 wide receivers on 3rd and 11. So far, they're 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions as O'Hara goes downfield. He's got his man, 85, Walter Wilson, across midfield to the 47-yard line, where Mike Nettles will bring him down. 21 yards on the reception by Walter Wilson, who caught 9 passes a week ago.
Real good poise. You'll see him dropping back, looking left, reading the coverage. He feels the heat around the backside, stays in there, good hook pattern, gets it put away, throwing the ball to Walter Wilson. Hey, property of the San Diego Chargers at one time. Got some balls for him.
Matter of fact, you know, O'Hara has just signed as a Plan B with the San Diego Chargers. Originally came from Tampa Bay in the enhancement program.
Right.
So maybe they'll team up there. 1st and 10 at the 47 of Orlando.
Reverse.
And around, fake by Rasul. Inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. 13 yards on the pickup before Todd Crum from Michigan State makes the stop.
What that fake reverse does, it slows the pursuit. Someone is assigned to yell reverse. They yell it. The defensive people hear it. They become alert for the reverse. It slows pursuit. All of a sudden, they're around the corner.
I'll tell you what, Larry Little saw a lot of Rasul when he coached at Bethune-Cookman. Rasul was running back at Florida A&M, and that's why he's here.
He said it beat him a couple times.
Yeah, absolutely right. 6 carries, 24 yards for the youngster.
398!
1st and 10. Lydell Carr, good pursuit that time by the Orlando defense. Rosine Keaton, one of the first men in there. Carr is 26 years of age, terrific college career at Oklahoma, but suffered a knee injury his senior season and has really never come back fully from that.
Well, you're right in saying that. He ran for 2,700 yards at Oklahoma. That's a lot of yards.
Of course, they did like to run it at Oklahoma back then.
Yeah, the thing that's tough about an Oklahoma program and evaluating a running back at that time, there were a lot of options, and they pitched it out to the guy, and he was already clear and didn't have to beat anybody.
2nd and 11, and Dick, look what they'll do here. They'll bring trips left. Lone setback in there is Adam Walker. And they'll swing it to Walker. Had it to the outside, but a terrific play by Dean Witkowski, first-year pro from North Dakota, showed you some good speed catching up to the running back.
Well, you know he can tackle. He made 547 tackles in his career in college. I've never heard of anybody making that many tackles. He must have ringing in his head all the time. Huh?
Little extra padding on the helmet. Witkowski, 6'2", 235. And a gain of a couple there. O'Hara, look at that helmet. Look at that face. Does he remind you of another quarterback that's played in the NFL for years? I think he looks like Matt Cavanaugh, don't you?
Yeah, he does. He does. Really a pleasant guy to visit with.
388!
A lot of success on 3rd down plays. The blitz was on. He got rid of it. The pass completed. 83, Phil Logan made the catch, but Todd Crum was all over him, the 3rd-year pro from Michigan State. Nettles, 23, also there. And the Ohio Glory inside the 30. And this is one of the Glory's problems, Dick. They've been able to move the ball in that midfield area, but when they get near the red zone, they've had trouble punching it in.
Well, you know, that's typical, I think, of an offensive team that's so immature. You know, this is just their 3rd game. They didn't play together all last year, and that area of the field is a little tougher to move the ball.
47-yard attempt for Jerry Corig. Blocked. It was blocked.
I think it was more a low kick than actually blocked. You know, he kicked it low enough that a man close to the line of scrimmage or with a little penetration could block it.
Well, Dan Cilio, number 71, the man in the middle. And we'll take a look at it out of the hold of Pat O'Hara. Yep, Cilio got a hand on it right there.
Yep.
I'm not going to buy just any tire.
Before you buy new tires, test these first. Bridgestone Road Handlers from Sears. Drive them anywhere for 1,000 miles. If you're not convinced Bridgestone Road Handlers are the best tires you've ever driven, Sears will replace them free.
When they say it's guaranteed, it's guaranteed.
Now at reduced prices. Bridgestone Road Handler, backed by Sears lifetime free replacement.
Who's going to back you better than Sears?
In a world of sweeping changes, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the Rock. The Prudential Rock Solid.
At the Lake Edna Karate Club's last get-together, Ralph Fisher, the instructor, served new Oriental wings from KFC. Tender wings glazed in a sweet teriyaki sauce. Charlie Lewis had so many he had to loosen his black belt. In fact, everyone had seconds. Except Ralph. New KFC Oriental wing pieces, 6 for $1.99, 20 for $5.99. For a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
Speeds will sizzle when top Indy car drivers invade Phoenix for some red-hot racing in the desert sun. It's the Valvoline 200 today on ABC Sports.
And we welcome you back. Roger Twibell, Dick Vermeil, Julie Moran with us this week. Beautiful day here in Columbus, Ohio. First quarter, just over a minute to go. Thunder with it, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. The handoff up the middle. And Roger Vick, who's just checked into the game, picking up a few. Let's go down to Julie Moran. Julie?
Well, Roger and Dick, innovations have become a World League trademark, and here's one for you, the Orlando Thunder offensive wristband, or the cheat sheet, as the players like to call it. You'll hear Scott Mitchell call a number, and then you'll see the players looking at their wrist for that coinciding play. It's Galen Hall's version of play calling made simple.
Thanks, Julie. Play action, Mitchell finds his man Stowers at the 35-yard line. Second-year pro from Missouri was immediately hit by Nigel Codrington and George Kuntz. Kuntz, the leading tackler out of East Carolina. There's a flag down. You should take a look at Kuntz, 6'1", 241. Played for Wally Chambers, assistant coach for Ohio there at East Carolina. And the Pirates, what a great year they had this past year.
I'll tell you this, when you watch this guy play, you wonder why he isn't in the NFL, because he makes plays.
Personal foul on the defense, number 33, after the ball was dead, 15 yards, first down.
Well, that's on Aaron Ruffin, number 33, who's been their most productive man on, if you combine special teams and defense. Ruffin out of Nicholls State. There was Wally Chambers at the back of him there, and Galen Hall. You never know he was a great quarterback in college at Penn State, would you?
You put on a couple digits.
Yeah, well, we all have. There's Aaron Ruffin, 33. Roger Vick is checked into the game. Fourth-year pro from Texas A&M. First and 10, ball right at midfield.
Opposite! Opposite!
Mitchell checking off.
Boom, 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 boom!
Man wide open, number 89, Michael Titley, just runs over number 26, Tim James, as a good pickup there of 13 yards. And that will end the first quarter of play from Ohio Stadium. We'll return after this message from the World League and a word from our ABC stations.
Imagine being in the Rose Bowl for Super Bowl 27, or in Montreal for World Bowl 1992, the World League Championship, or in London to see the Washington Redskins versus the 49ers in the American Bowl, or relaxing in Hawaii with the NFL's greatest players in the Pro Bowl. Now imagine being there for all of pro football's biggest events. You can win this grand prize in Pro Football's World Tour Sweepstakes. Stay tuned to this game for more details. The World League, expanding the future of pro football.
Sunday AFP goes pro.
Hello.
As the most high-flying, high-fiving, and high-pitched performers.
What's your favorite color? I don't know.
Hang out on America's Funniest People Sunday.
I know about pain, and knowing that aloe vera-based Flexol is the pain-relieving gel recommended by the trainers in all major pro sports tells me it's the best. If you're living with pain, you need to know about Flexol, the pain relief pro trainers recommend.
You don't need the discomfort of your period, but Tylenol, Advil, or Midol 200 only leave pain behind. You still may have tension and water gain, so do it right. Take Pamprin. It relieves pain, tension, and water weight gain. Pamprin, period relief, not just pain relief.
Coaches say a play works like this. They just never tell you how much it's going to hurt. But I can tell you that for back and neck pain, the smart play is go right to Yolage Clinic. The doctors at Yolage will diagnose your problem and may prescribe gentle chiropractic care, then conditioning in their rehab center. It's a safe and smart way to get you back in the game.
Call 1-800-535-PAIN for a free consultation at the Yolage Clinic near you.
Hey, life's a contact sport. That's why I believe in Yolage. So should you.
Orioles 92, the start of something big, Monday at noon.
World League Football, brought to you by Delta Airlines. We love to fly, and it shows.
Well, Scott Mitchell, 4 of 5 for 38 yards. Dick, he's throwing it underneath, not any big plays so far.
They do a lot of that, and that, I think, is because of the zone defense that Dennis Thurman, the defensive coordinator, has thrown at him.
Man in motion, Joe Howard Johnson, as they'll bring an end around. 84, Grandis Bell inside the 30 to the 28-yard line on the end around play where 41 Nigel Codrington makes the tackle, 9 yards on the pickup.
You'll see he starts everything in the flow to the right. Quarterback's going to reach, fake the handoff. See, now watch him reach. He's faking there. Now he hands off with his left hand, flips it to him, comes on around, he gets a block right there, gets in the open. Now these little guys, and they're not very big, but they're really quick, use their running ability and get the ball upfield.
Well, Blaine Rose made a nice block out there. Codrington, who made the tackle, originally from Trinidad. Stowers in motion. Penalty marker down as Vick on the carry. Now between Stowers and Vick, the two guys that got in there, 235 and 240. A couple of big backs there for Orlando.
They just don't run the ball very much. They're 70% pass, 30% run.
Mike Sunpole and John O'Connor are the tacklers.
Penalty against the Orlando Thunder. Galen Hall, I mentioned offensive coordinator at Oklahoma, had a couple of Heisman Trophy
illegal
winners.
motion on the offense, number 37, 5-yard penalty, repeat second down.
That was on Stowers, 37. Take a look at Tommy Stowers from Missouri.
Galen told me that in this ball game he was going to use two running backs more in the game at the same time with 3 wide receivers, and then also use 5 wide receivers with no running back.
Second down and 6 on the 33-yard line. Just underway, second quarter.
Here's the 2 backs, 3 wide receivers.
Airy, the reception at the 28-yard line. Codrington makes the tackle. They're talking about the NFL enhancement players, and for the Thunder you see Mitchell and Blaine Rose from the Dolphins. Chris Mitchell's injured with the Eagles. Crum, and then Allen and Davis with Kansas City. Joe Howard Johnson from Washington, and Stacy Simmons from Tampa Bay. That's the Orlando Thunder. Now 3rd and 1. Lone setback is Roger Vick. Vick gets it and is tripped up. It should have enough for the first down to the 25. You know, Vick started all 16 games for the Jets in '88. He was their 3rd leading rusher that year, 540 yards from Texas A&M.
You know, he was their #1 pick. Back there in 1987. He was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. Richie Kotite brought him there to fill a gap for a while. Now he's out and he's trying to work his way back in there.
First down and 10. Timeout called by the Ohio Glory. There's no score. Second quarter.
That's the first time.
Forget about one-size-fits-all as a marketing strategy. Today, you have to make each customer feel unique.
At AT&T, we have a range of calling plans that match the way small companies do business.
In 1978, I created my first racing wheelchair. Today, I make it for people all over the world. Probably 99% of my business is done long distance.
AT&T created Pro Watts for businesses that depend on long distance. The more you call, the higher the discount.
We're based in Oakland, but we do a lot of business with LA and Seattle.
AT&T Small Business Option Area Code Plan gives an automatic 10% discount on the 1 or 2 area codes they call most.
We sell toys from all over the world. We call Russia, Hungary, China. We're working now out of 3 locations just to fill the demand.
For small businesses that have grown to more than 1 location, our Custom Net plan combines their long-distance bills for the maximum possible discount.
Rule number 1 is know the customer, and I would say rule number 2 is know the customer as well.
We can make a difference. AT&T. Call us.
River Run, Shimmering Bay, Crystal Lake, Aqua Sea, Kawasaki, it's where I wanna be.
If where you wanna be is where the action is, hop on a Kawasaki watercraft. Either the jet ski sport cruiser or the tandem sport will give you all the excitement that 2 of you can handle.
Kawasaki, let the good times roll. Kawasaki.
Victoria Principal in 3 different stories of mystery and suspense.
Never said anything about killing her.
Seduction. 3 tales from the inner sanctum. Sunday.
And we welcome you back here to Ohio Stadium. Scott Mitchell, the quarterback for the Orlando Thunder, has gone over to the sidelines on a 1st and 10. What do you think, Dick Vermeil, that they're thinking about running here?
They're anticipating a blitz from Ohio. Let's see if they do it.
Saw 77 Jerry Kraft's 348-pound tackle there. Mitchell's 5 of 6, 43 yards, as the man in motion is Joe Howard Johnson. A little misdirection that time. Daryl Clack, the ball carrier, inside the 25 to 23-yard line where John O'Tunney makes the stop. And look at this, Dick, once again, the statistics in favor.
Yeah. Right there, time and possession. That shows you sometimes how unimportant time and possession is. It's more important to do a real good job. If you move the ball in big chunks, you don't hold on to the ball very much.
It's not how, it's how many.
Yeah, that's right.
And they don't have any right now. 2nd and 8. Mitchell back against the grain. He's got Tommy Stowers. Tiptoes down the sidelines, but they'll call him out of bounds at the 8-yard line. 16 yards on the reception.
That kind of action when the quarterback starts one way, now comes back out. Boy, that's tough discipline on that defense. He got outside the contain. Now let's see where he gets that foot down. Here comes Codrington, number 41. He gets blocked right there. Looked like he got clipped. Right there, he's out of bounds. That white against orange works good.
It sure does.
White shoe against orange line.
In the World League, that 8-inch orange border. 1st and goal, call it the 8-yard line. Out of the shotgun with 5 wide receivers right now for the Thunder.
Blitz.
Just throwing it up for grabs in the end zone. Well, that could have been intended for anybody. Joel Dixon applying a lot of pressure from his left defensive end position. Dixon out of the University of California.
You know, Joel Dixon was the kid that outside of a dance got shot and missed 7 games. Some guy put a bullet in it.
Wow. Saw the Birmingham-Frankfurt score. No score there. 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Daryl Clack, the lone setback.
Okay.
They'll give it to Clack. Touchdown. Good job of blocking by the middle of the line. Blaine Rose, the right guard. Doug Aronson, the left guard. And Rodney Lassow.
See, they came up the ball. The tackles appeared to go wide, rushing the passer. They ran the ball. Taking a look here now. Watch the handoff. Now, see, gets a real nice block by Rose, number 68. He logs in that defensive tackle, Kent Wells, puts him in the end zone.
So Daryl Clack, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year, as Tracy Bennett will come on. Ray Criswell, the holder. Bennett from Mesa State in Colorado. See a lot of good kickers come out of Colorado, that high altitude.
Yeah, especially punters.
And that's right through there. So, the Thunder gets some from Daryl Clack. They lead it 7-0.
On November 11th, 1940, a legend was born in Toledo, Ohio. Jeep. Jeep earned its stripes before most of us were out of knickers. Tough, unstoppable, go anywhere, get the job done.
But all the odds, a lot of people don't know that Jeep is part of Chrysler. So now it's our job to keep the legend alive. And this is where we'll do it.
Our new billion-dollar assembly plant in Detroit, Michigan.
Before the first Jeep came down the line, our workers had the most intensive quality training in the history of Chrysler. And this is a new Jeep Grand Cherokee, a lot more room inside, and the only sport utility with 4-wheel analog brakes and a driver's airbag standard. Every inch a Jeep. To some people, Jeep is for climbing to the top of the world or just going out on the town. To us, Jeep is what all 4-wheel drives are measured against. Always will be. Hey, in this business, you lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Thanks for joining us. Susan, what's new tonight?
Nothing, honey.
Can't you make up something, darling?
Kellogg's Nut and Honey Crunch is new with a deliciously sweet new recipe.
Anything new?
Nothing, honey.
Anything changed?
Nothing, honey.
Anything different?
Nothing, honey.
See you tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
It's a whole new Nut and Honey Crunch, and you'll love the nutty sweet taste.
He just won't open up. Watch this. What's new, Pete?
Nothing, honey.
Like a brick wall.
New Kellogg's Nut and Honey Crunch.
What do I like about the World League? It's good, hard, pro football.
Get into the World League next Sunday on ABC Sports.
Well, Tracy Bennett set to kick it off for the Orlando Thunder, and back deep Adam Walker, number 30, and Elvin Patterson, number 84 for the Ohio Glory. They find themselves behind 7-0 here with 11:26 to go first half. And Walker will take that at the 10-yard line. Good
nice
play
job
on the special teams right there for the Thunder, and that's 85 Stacy Simmons who comes down to make the tackle. And we'll be back to Columbus, Ohio right after this.
to more cities across the Atlantic than any other U.S. airline, Delta now makes it easier than ever for the people of America to get to know the people of Europe.
Buongiorno.
Bonjour.
Via.
Guten Tag.
Grüezi.
Delta, we love to fly and it shows.
Здравствуйте.
At the Lake Edna Karate Club's last get-together, Ralph Fisher, the instructor, served new Oriental wings from KFC. Tender wings glazed in a sweet teriyaki sauce. Charlie Lewis had so many he had to loosen his black belt. In fact, everyone had seconds, except Ralph. New KFC Oriental wing pieces, 6 for $1.99, 20 for $5.99, for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
O'Hara, 5 of 8, 72 yards. Ohio has it 1st and 10. Looking to go downfield. Reception nearly made, but good defensive coverage. The intended receiver, Melvin Patterson, but Glenn Rogers, 26, one of the men over on the coverage along with Todd Crump.
Glenn Rogers, you'll see to the right side of your screen, number 26 in green, does a good job of driving on the turn. See that? And he's driving on the ball. He gets up there and bats it. It almost gets picked off there on the bounce. Does a nice job. They have to go deep and drive these corners off. They're squatting on him, Roger.
2nd and 10, and of course the no bump rule here has been in effect in the World League this year. We'll talk more about that later on. O'Hara's going to tuck it under, but he is sacked back there. The man who got him was Robert Pressberry. That's his 2nd sack so far today. As Pressberry, a 6'2", 265-pounder from Delaware State, shows you some good quickness on the outside.
He does. You know, he had 28 quarterback pressures last year. Only 3 sacks, no sacks coming into this ball game. Now, sometimes you get your sacks when you find an offensive tackle that you can do some things on that you couldn't do prior, and you're going to take advantage of it. Maybe he's going to get a couple more.
Well, Jefferson, the right tackle, is 338. Graybill is 288, the left tackle. On a 3rd down and 13, they got to get O'Hara some time. He's got a man down there at the 28-yard line. That will be a 1st down. On the reception right there, number 85, Walter Wilson. Mike Nettles made the tackle. Good velocity on that football by O'Hara.
Oh, yeah, and he stayed. There was good pressure on him. See, there was a line stun up in front. He got thrown. See, good vision downfield, good poise, good follow-through, good deep square end pattern, throwing to the fastest receiver on the team at a 4.240.
Well, you know, O'Hara backed up Rodney Peete at Southern Cal, got his chance to start, tore an ACL 10 days before the start of the season, came back, backed up Marinovich, never got to play at Southern Cal. On a 1st and 10, Rasul will pitch it back to O'Hara, looking down the middle. 84 is Melvin Patterson.
He's got it.
At the 30-yard line where Malcolm Frank will bring him down 42 yards on the reception. And the first pass that O'Hara threw as an Ohio Glory player was a touchdown pass in the tiebreaker to that man, Melvin Patterson.
Here you're going to see the ball handed off deep. Now he's going to attack the line of scrimmage. He turns around and flips it back. Now Pat lays it out. Taking another look here. Now, see, he's going to hand it off. Now watch him wheel around. That's it. That's one of those exotics we were talking about earlier. Patterson does a nice job of going up and catching that ball up at the highest point.
Really good job there by Patterson from Stephen F. Austin, and this time they'll give it to Rasul right up the middle. He might get a yard on that play. Now Patterson, number 84, had caught just 1 pass coming into this game. Rosine Keaton makes the tackle there. So, Dick, in talking to the coaches yesterday, I mean, you really got the feeling from them that they felt they were going to really throw some razzle-dazzle and try to open this whole field up.
They've got a couple things left I've seen on the practice field that they haven't used yet.
Now, that's got to cause some concern for Galen Hall, because they came into their first game thinking, as you mentioned earlier, that they were going to see a team, you know, really throw the ball, and they ran it. And they were a little bit concerned about what was going to happen today.
That's right, but they were planning to stop the run first.
2nd and 9. O'Hara from behind, Dan Cilio, 2nd-year pro from the University of Miami, 6'2" and 298. I mean, this guy is the all-time fire plug. Last week, Sacramento and Ohio, look at the statistics there in favor of Ohio.
Oh, yeah, look at that right there. criminy sakes. You know, normally you would think you're going to win the football game when you do that.
They did everything but score points.
Situation football. When you get inside the 20, you've got to come out of there with at least 3.
Now it's a 3rd down and 13 from the 34-yard line. 4 wideouts for the Glory. O'Hara a little bit behind Walter Wilson, who catches it. Let's call it about the, might be right at the line of scrimmage, about the 30-yard line, where Ephraim Thomas from Alabama made the tackle.
The offensive line did a real nice job of picking up the cross charges inside by the defensive tackles. He had time, I think, to hold the ball and try to go downfield just a little bit more. I think as the game gets going and Pat feels more comfortable in everything going on, he'll get that ball downfield more.
Well, Jerry Corrick, a Canadian who's played in the CFL, is going to attempt the field goal. Let's set it the 47-yard line, which is what he had before, but got it blocked. And it looked like either that was just a low kick. I don't know if anybody got a piece of it, but no. Corrick having a hard time getting that football up in the air off the natural turf here at Ohio Stadium. So they've missed 2 field goal attempts from 47, and the Thunder leads at 7-0.
Victoria Principal.
You look like somebody with a story to tell.
Playing 3 different roles.
He's dangerous.
So am I. In 3 different stories.
You betrayed me.
I'd like to report a murder.
Of mystery and suspense.
I never said anything about killing her.
Seduction. 3 tales from the inner sanctum. Sunday.
Howard University. Monday at 6, the nation's premier black university is 125 years old and still going strong. What makes Howard so successful? Sam Ford looks back at a rich history. Monday at 6 on News 7.
The bird's new nest is ready to rock. Step up to the plate with News 7 Sports. Orioles 92, the start of something big. Monday at noon on Channel 7.
On the Prudential Halftime Report, Dick and I will break down the first half for you with some highlights, plus L.A. Raider Ronnie Lott, NFL President Neil Austrian give insight into the NFL's support of the World League.
See even more players go to the World League, one, to get the experience that they can't get today as young players in the NFL, and secondly, to have some fun.
You know, the vibes these enhancement players send back when they go back to training camps this fall are all going to be positive, and that's going to, I think, stimulate the other younger players to want to get in this league.
Roger Vick gets it to about the 33-yard line. You know, it's an interesting story on the Pat O'Hara. He originally was assigned to Orlando, but Scott Mitchell was the last player to come aboard. And so when Mitchell came aboard, O'Hara had to find another team, so they found the Ohio Glory. And Mitchell wasn't sure if he wanted to play. I'm sure he's glad now that he is playing.
Yeah, I'll bet he is.
Second down,
says he is.
2nd and 6. Boy, he's got some problems there. Now the adjustment made and the good defensive play by George Kuntz. He was trying to find Roger Vick out there on the wing. Mike Sunvold was giving him a lot of pressure.
You know, and getting out there and rolling to his right and being a left-hander, he really has to discipline himself to get the shoulders around so he can throw that ball properly and not throw it across the body.
3rd down, 3rd and 6. Orlando 1 of 2 in 3rd down situations out of the shotgun. Oh, that should have been picked off. The man who was right there was Darren Hughes, number 21. He's the guy we're telling you about, the two-way player. He's also a receiver. He's got no excuse, Dick.
Yeah, with this no bump rule, the double zone coverages are hard to read. The corner rolled up there. See, he's up there playing the short outside as a receiver, let alone be a defensive back. He should have picked that up. See, he could play that tight because he was backed up by that safety.
Criswell to punt it, penalty marker down. He got nailed at the 20-yard line. and it's fumbled at the other end. Ohio does get possession down there, but Criswell was nailed, and there's a marker down.
You have to protect that punter. He gets that leg stretched out there. Boy, he's a... See that leg up there like that? Oh, yeah, they're going to call that every time.
That's roughing again.
Roughing the kicker on the defense, number 33. It's a 15-yard penalty and a first down.
That's roughing on roughing.
That's roughing on roughing.
And that's his second 15-yard penalty today. And he has really been their most productive defensive player as Birmingham leads Frankfurt 7-0.
You know, I talked to Ruffin on the practice field the other day, and he told me he gets confused as to where to line up. You know, he was a college running back. He goes to Seattle Seahawks last year. They play him as a corner. He gets cut there. He goes to Canada. They play him as a running back. He comes here. Here he is playing in the secondary. Good football player,
yeah, he's a four-year letterman at Nichols State down in Louisiana. Rushed for over 1,800 yards, caught over 1,000 yards in passes, 7 touchdown pass receptions, 20 rushing touchdowns. He's one of those guys, he's a little bit small. I mean, he'd have to be one of those niche players, and he knows that special teams might be the place, and the fact that he can do a lot of different things for a football team.
Here we go. Okay.
First and 10 from the 49. Mitchell's got a man downfield. 85 is Stacy Simmons. Touchdown. Excuse me, that was 86, Willie Davis. 51 yards on the touchdown. Well, boy, how many times have you seen that happen? You stop him defensively, you get a penalty like that, and then the big bomb.
Yeah, pull the free safety up with that play action. There's no help inside, see? And we've been saying, hey, someone better go deep here pretty quick. Here they go deep off that play action. And Willie Davis is the fastest man on the Kansas City Chiefs football team. They protected him. He's not a plan B guy or anything. They expect him to make that kind of contribution to Kansas City.
Tracy Bennett to attempt the point after. And that's up and good. So Mitchell to Davis, 51 yards on the touchdown pass, and it's 14-0 Orlando.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's 110% protection against wetness and odor that lasts all day. Start the morning with Speed Stick, the wide stick, for powerful 24-hour protection.
No better way to face the day. No better way to face the day.
Speed Stick, 110% protection.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge with 6 rich lubricants. For less irritation, you've got the edge.
At the Lake Edna Karate Club's last get-together, Ralph Fisher, the instructor, served new Oriental wings from KFC. Tender wings glazed in a sweet teriyaki sauce. Charlie Lewis had so many he had to loosen his black belt. In fact, everyone had seconds, except Ralph. New KFC Oriental wing pieces, 6 for $1.99, 20 for $5.99, for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
The tingle feels like it's taken away the dandruff. That's me taking the Denorex shampoo test. I love that tingle. It convinced me to switch from Head & Shoulders to Denorex.
Denorex with conditioners, the dandruff shampoo you can feel working.
I'm a Denorex guy now.
Football, baseball, Olympic stars compete as the Jeep Superstars continues. Plus the Bluegrass Stakes presented by Kawasaki. All Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Now we're back, and Orlando leads Ohio 14-0, 5:26 to go first half as Tracy Bennett gets set to kick it off. So the roughing the kicker penalty really comes back to haunt Ohio, and now they find themselves in a hole 14-0. 4 plays, 70 yards, the 51-yard touchdown reception by the speedster Willie Davis. You said he was the fastest man in Kansas City's camp, didn't you?
Right, that's right.
Enhancement player from the Chiefs, so Carl Peterson, Mari Schottenheimer, got to be glad to see that as Walker will take the kickoff. Still on his feet, follows the blockers, and he gets up to the 42-yard line, 32 yards. on the return. And coming up later today on ABC Sports, we'll begin coverage of the world's fastest and most advanced racing machines. It's the second race of the 1992 IndyCar World Series, the Valvoline 200 from Phoenix International Raceway. Michael Andretti's on the pole, and I know it's a beautiful day down there in the Valley of the Sun. Probably temperatures in the 80s.
Does it ever rain?
All last week, I can tell you that. All last week. Well, Pat O'Hara done a pretty good job so far. 8 of 12, 133 yards. Rasul finally puts his head down. Might get a couple there as he's run out of bounds by Wayne Dixon, 56.
Good job of defense by Wayne Dixon. Now, 2 weeks ago, they ran that play till the cows come home. Kept making yards, making yards. Obviously, defense much better, but Wayne played it properly. Worked off the blocker, worked parallel down the line of scrimmage. It didn't give him a place to turn upfield. Nice job by Wayne Dixon.
Well, Oklahoma's turned out so many terrific football players through the years. Got several on the field here today on a 2nd and 8. O'Hara's got a man wide open out there. Over on the reception was Walter Wilson. Number 85, Mike Nettles on the coverage. Let's go to New York for an update on the Birmingham-Frankfurt game.
Second quarter action in Frankfurt. Norseth with a shuffle pass to Elroy Harris. He bowls over 2 would-be tacklers, 9 yards for the touchdown, and Harris makes the score 7-0 for Birmingham. Now back to Roger.
Okay, thank you. That was Mark Jones in Frankfurt. Our other game today is O'Hara comes near side, and we're going to say no, he was out of bounds. The reception there by Walter Wilson, but he was out of bounds.
You know, it looked like to me that he caught it inbounds and then stepped. And I'm looking right down on top of it, but the official was right there, and I know officials never make a mistake. Here's the ball right there to the left side of your screen. No, left foot out of bounds. Good call, good call.
There you go. I just wanted to hear you say that, that an official made a good call.
Well, you can remember being a player being mad at the officials, can't you? As a coach, you're mad at them all the time.
I just let the coaches handle all that stuff. 2nd and 10. 37-yard line. O'Hara swings it out to the far side, looking for Randy Bethel, his tight end. Todd Crum was over on the coverage. Bethel out of the University of Miami. And
you know, he's a real good blocker for a little guy. He's only 6'1", 233, but I watched him in the game tapes last week, and he can really physically block. And I mentioned that to Wally English, the offensive coordinator, and he said, you know, if he was a 6'4" guy, he'd be playing for a long time in the NFL because of that ability.
Clock running, 3:15 to go as it's another 3rd down situation for Ohio. 3rd and 10, 4 wide receivers. Got a man open. Now he's got to find the marker. And he gets it. That's 85. Walter Wilson, 2nd-year pro from East Carolina University, as Mike Nettles will knock him out. And it's a 5 receptions, 69 yards now for Wilson.
A good protection again. He gets the ball out there right on time, now showing innate running ability. You can see why he was the number 3 pick of the San Diego Chargers just a couple years back, but tucked the ball away.
Well, he made Glenn Rogers miss.
Yeah, doesn't do any good if he fumbles a darn thing.
He was trying to reach across that yard marker, Dick. He just wanted to make sure he got that first down. 1st and 10. Ball at the 26-yard line. O'Hara over the middle, got his man, but he drops it. That was Bethel again. The tight end, for the 2nd time today, has fumbled the football after the reception. Dean Witkowski was on the coverage, and the turnover one more time.
You know, Bethel has a degree in criminal justice. He must know it's a crime to fumble. You know, crime. 2nd time, not tucking the ball away, or else being hit before he can really get tucked away. There he's got, knocked it out. Good job of stripping it, but he's got to protect that football with his life. Not his hands, his life.
And O'Hara had them moving again, and one more time. You know, they just can't get it done.
You know, the funny thing is about that kid, of the 44 career catches he caught in college, 14 of them were touchdowns.
Todd, I was just going to mention it, as you look at O'Hara, Todd Crum recovered that fumble. And, you know, and Miami has never really been that big on throwing to their tight ends. I mean, they're more of a possession sort of receiver. So O'Hara's done a pretty good job here so far today, but unfortunately some turnovers have caused a few problems. Oh, what a stick right there. John O'Tunney from Stanford, 6'1", 237, and that's why you play linebacker in football, to get that kind of opportunity.
Holy mackerel, did he smack. Look at that grin on his face. He loved that. You'll watch. See the handoff? Now watch him go back. Here comes Tunney to the left side of your screen. Wham! See? Good body position. Back straight, knees bent, head up. Pow, he drove through the tackle. Well done.
He was a national teenage powerlifting championship from San Jose, California in '84. We'll be right back at the 2-minute warning.
The U.S. Post Service will pick up 1 or 100 or 1,000 priority mail and express mail packages for just $4.50. That's per pickup, not per package. And we'll even pick up heavy ones. You'll get express mail next day and 2-day priority mail delivery at some of the lowest prices around. So call for a pickup. It's like getting a moving van for $4.50.
We deliver for you.
I'm not going to buy just any tire.
Before you buy new tires, test these first. Bridgestone Road Handlers from Sears. Drive them anywhere for 1,000 miles. If you're not convinced Bridgestone Road Handlers are the best tires you've ever driven, Sears will replace them free.
When they say it's guaranteed, it's guaranteed.
Now at reduced prices. Bridgestone Road Handler, backed by Sears lifetime free replacement.
Who's going to back you better than Sears?
My health club always had Pert Plus in the locker room. It cleans, conditions. It's great. And one day they switched. This one said it had conditioner in it, but my hair told a different story.
Some 2-in-1s don't lather as well or leave hair feeling as clean. Others don't fully condition. But Pert Plus's microbead conditioner leaves hair clean and completely conditioned.
So now when I go to my club, my Pert Plus goes with me.
Pert Plus. There's no 2-in-1 like this one.
What do I like about the World League? It's good, hard, pro football.
Get into the World League next Sunday on ABC Sports.
Here's the official computer sponsor of the World League. And while you're at the game, be sure to
Welcome you back here to Ohio Stadium, and listen to the sound of football in the World League. And then John O'Tunney said, Darrell, don't ever think about coming back this way again. 2nd and 9, Mitchell going downfield, nearly picked off. Man on the coverage there was Mike Adams, first-year pro from Arkansas State, who nearly picked it off. He's had a couple of knockdown of passes this year. That'll give him 3.
Well, he dropped off nicely in that zone, and he tried to lay it up over the top of the zone, and he had good jumping ability. He got up there and darn near picked it off.
Roger Vick will check in. Orlando 1 of 3 on 3rd down situations. This is 3rd and 9. Busting across the line there was 73 Kent Wells, big 310-pounder from Nebraska.
Had a great game last week. All the coaches on the practice field were talking about his contribution, his game last week.
Had 8 tackles, a couple of hurries, and a deflection against Sacramento. Won the Big 8 shot put championship while at Nebraska.
That's right, the state high school championship. Believe it or not, he put that thing out.
Defense, number 70, 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
He put it out there 64 feet.
I remember a guy who was a great shot putter that played football 1 year, a guy named Carl Salb, University of Kansas. He told Pepper Rogers a week before the Illinois season opener he wanted to play football. Pepper said, you can't do it. He ended up making 17 tackles in his first game. Mitchell on the 3rd and 9. The 6'6" guy gets across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
And he showed some nimbleness there. He a little quick of foot there.
Aaron Ruffin and Tim James came up to make the tackle. And that'll bring up a punting situation now for the Orlando Thunder. This would have been a perfect team for Herman Thunderfoot Weaver, wouldn't it? The Orlando Thunder. We've got a timeout on the field, 14-0. Thunder leads it.
Service to more cities across the Atlantic than any other U.S. airline, Delta now makes it easier than ever for the people of America to get to know the people of Europe.
Buongiorno.
Bonjour.
Fiat.
Guten Tag.
Ritzy.
Delta, we love to fly.
groente.
What if you left all your worries behind? You grabbed the family, your skis, maybe a picnic lunch. What you'd have is freedom. Introducing the Freedom Machines from Sea-Doo. For your nearest Sea-Doo watercraft dealer, check your local Yellow Pages or call toll-free 1-800-882-2900.
And we welcome you back. Criswell to punt. Michael Titley will snap it. Criswell back at the 15-yard line. Low punt.
Yeah.
Patterson will take it. He eludes two men. He's got some space as he stays in the middle across the 40 to the 43-yard line. And next Sunday, ABC's World League action continues. We'll have the Knights and the Thunder. That game down in Orlando at 1 Eastern, 12 noon Central and Pacific. Check your local listings on that one. And also, the Ohio Glory will go to Canada to take on the Montreal Machine. That's next Sunday right here on ABC. 1:28 to go. First half, the Thunder leads it 14-0. Glory with one timeout remaining here in the first half. And remember, in the final 2 minutes of the first half and at the end of the game, the clock stops in the World League on first downs as they bring that wide receiver in through the middle, and he gets it up to midfield. Well defensed that time by Orlando.
That's been a good play in the World League, you know, because the lineman can release downfield and get a block.
There's a man down, 72, Robert Presbury of Orlando is down. Matter of fact, that play has been run against the Ohio Glory on 3 different occasions for touchdowns.
For big plays.
Yeah, for big plays.
Timeout, Orlando. Judge, team timeout.
Here you'll see to the left side of your screen, coming under, see the blocking downfield, the reception made. Now he's working upfield, and there his own man to the left side of your screen blocked low into Presbury, number 72, and created that injury. Not
Dick, you mentioned the offensive lineman blocking downfield. On that play, they can release as long as the ball is caught at or behind the line of scrimmage.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
And I'll tell you, that really causes the defensive players some problems.
Oh, boy. It's a real advantage. And Orlando is the best at running that type of play that I've seen. Last week, they ran the same play 6 times and made 10 yards or better 5 of the 6 times.
So we have a man down, Robert Presbury, who's injured on that play. He's been very active. He's had a couple of sacks so far, and he started all 10 games last year at defensive end.
He had 39 tackles and 3 sacks, as we said, 28 quarterback pressures out of, and it was Conference Defensive Player of the Year in college at Delaware State, so he's a good football player.
2nd and 3. Let's go.
Wilson now, 6 receptions, 78 yards on a 2nd and 3 with 1:14 to go. Birmingham leading Frankfurt, second quarter. It looked like Orlando jumped off sides that time, so O'Hara's got a free play. And O'Hara inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That'll be a first down. Maurice Crum and Carl Dunbar in there to bring him down, but we had a flag down. It's going to be against Orlando. Now, while we mentioned there's a look at Winford Bryant, second-year man out of Nicholls State.
You know, he donates $50 a sack to the United Way. He was trying to go in there and get a sack.
Well, he led the Thunder in sacks last year with 6. Now, they called this offsides on Orlando. We saw
It looked like Graybill right there. Might have moved.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Graybill is a former basketball player at Boston University. Backed up Danny Ferry at DeMatha High in the Washington, D.C. area. Went to BU on a basketball scholarship. Ended up playing football. They'll swing it out to the side, and it's off the hand of Adam Walker, first-year man from Pitt. And O'Hara will call them back in. 2nd and 10, just under a minute to go.
Wally English, the offensive coordinator for Ohio Glory, said that he really has a lot of confidence in this Adam Walker. He's a good runner, good receiver, normally good block, doesn't make any mistakes. One of those heady players.
6'1", 208 is Adam Walker out of Pitt. He's really, in the first 2 games, caught more passes than he's ran with the football. 2nd and 10. O'Hara's got a man open. 85 is over there, Walter Wilson. He is short of the first down. Glenn Rogers made the stick on him at the 36-yard line.
They got to
As
hurry
the
up.
clock continues to run, once again, just one timeout for the Glory.
They want to save that timeout if they get down to a field goal range and can stop the clock with that.
O'Hara comes near side. He hits his receiver. 82 is Patrick Action Jackson.
He's doing a good job right now of getting him back up to the line of scrimmage. 29 seconds. The clock stops while the change moves in the 2 minutes before the half at the end of the game in the World League.
And O'Hara looking to the sidelines. 25 seconds. Going deep. Corner of the end zone, just overthrown. Intended receiver was Phil Logan. And Dan Cilio, the nose tackle, giving O'Hara a ride behind the line of scrimmage.
You know, I'm impressed with O'Hara. You know, like we've said, he hasn't started a football game in a long time. He's had a lot of adversity, but demonstrating good throwing skills, good poise, and good decision-making abilities right now.
Hadn't started the game since his senior year in high school at Santa Monica High School in California. Threw a touchdown pass in every game his junior and senior year. And was highly recruited. It's all timing, Dick.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he just timing, injuries, all that sort of stuff. Tampa drafted him in the 10th round, even though he'd never started a college game. 2nd and 10, 18 seconds to go. First half. Got his open receiver right there. That's Melvin Patterson inside the 15. Oh, some late hitting going on as the clock is down at 9 seconds.
The clock is stopped, but it'll start up again. He might as well go ahead and kick. 8 seconds left. He's called his timeout and used it.
13 yards on the reception as Pat O'Hara once again has done a good job moving his team down the field.
He's done a good job. But see, normally if you had the timeout left, you could run one offensive play and go, and then if not, use your timeout to stop the clock to kick your field goal.
I'll tell you what, he is leaning over, catching his breath right now. You know, Dick, you well know, coaching all those years, you can practice, practice, practice. Until you get into that game, the adrenaline's flowing and all those things are happening. You just don't know what it takes out of you.
It really does. You know, and he was apprehensive. You could tell he was nervous, and he's a little bit unsure of the offense. You know, it's a new offense for everybody, and that is always tougher on the quarterback.
Dick, do you get this situation here? You're down 2 touchdowns, 8 seconds left. You try to throw one in the end zone and then go for the field goal?
No, I think I'd go ahead and kick the field goal.
Okay.
I think I'd go ahead and kick the field goal. Go in with a positive, and you should be able to make this field goal.
Well, O'Hara's going back in, and it looks like they're going to take one shot at it.
Well, he's a holder, too, remember.
I'm just looking for Corrick.
Where's Corrick?
I don't see him. He's on the sideline. They're going to try.
All right, hey, that's all right.
Well, 8 seconds, that's enough time.
Oh, enough time for one play, but they won't have a chance for the field goal because they have no timeouts left. That's where they pay the head coaches those big bucks for.
So from the 8-yard line, or excuse me, the 13, O'Hara pressure from behind. He gets out of bounds at the 3.
Got it stopped.
Got it down to the 8. Patrick Jackson with the reception. Now they'll kick the field goal.
Well, that was lucky.
Yeah, that was lucky.
That was lucky. No, but as a coach, you say, great call, good thinking all the way.
Well, I guess
I knew it would go out of bounds. I knew he'd get the clock
I guess the percentages would have been just to go ahead and kick it from back there. Now, Corrick scored the first ever Glory points with a 50-yarder against Orlando. He was 14 of 20 with the Cleveland Browns in 1990, played in the Grey Cup a couple of times, just from 25 yards out. O'Hara the holder. And finally, Ohio gets on the scoreboard. So Corrick missed 2 from 47 yards out. 1 was blocked, the other was low. Let's go down to Julie Moran. Julie?
Coach, you're having no problem moving the ball, but as in weeks past, it's getting in the end zone that's the problem.
Right now, we've been our own worst enemy with the 2 fumbles that we had. Then on the, we hit the punter on the punt and then gave up the big play on defense. But we're going to get back inside now and come back out. Now, hopefully we'll play better than we did. We'll give the ball away and we can put some points on the board.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Julie, thank you. We'll return after this message from the World League and a word from our ABC stations. 14-3, the score at halftime.
Welcome to Pro Football's World Tour Sweepstakes. Keep watching the World League every week. You could win trips to the hottest pro football action in the world, the Super Bowl, the World League's World Bowl, the NFL's American Bowl, and the Pro Bowl. There are 10 weekly chances to win. Here's how to qualify. Each week, a 3-digit code will be announced during the game broadcast. If it matches the first part of your 7-digit home phone number, use that phone to call 800-582-5377. Limited to 1 entry per week. This week's code is 464. The phone lines are open until midnight Eastern Time tonight. Each week, someone will win a 27-inch color TV and be a finalist for the grand prize, Pro Football's World Tour. Remember to enter, call 800-582-5377. Winners are randomly selected. Watch the World League every Sunday for your chance to win. The World League, expanding the future of pro football.
Monday.
If you opened up Charlie's head, you would find the completely updated version of the Encyclopedia Britannica, all of the programs ever printed.
Game between the Ohio Glory and the Orlando Thunder. Well, it's no secret that one of the most successful sports ventures, both on and off the field in the modern era of sports, has been the National Football League. And there have been several other organizations that have tried to start their own league. Back in the 70s, it was the World Football League, and in the 80s, it was the USFL. Now in the 90s, it's the World League. But the difference between the World League and those other two leagues, the World League and the NFL are partners. In the summer following its inaugural season, the World League faced extinction.
Well, the key to my survival
Is the National Football League. Last October, all 28 teams, led by their owners, pledged 100% to support football's continuation in the spring. A commitment backed by $50 million.
I think it's the non-financial commitments that even are more interesting. This year we sent 110 players to the World League, 60 are still playing. We've sent coaches, we've sent referees, we've had a lot of time from the league office. So I think the commitment goes far beyond financial.
Al Davis and the LA Raiders have shown the greatest interest in the World League. They've allotted 11 players, 5 of whom are on active rosters of 4 different World League teams. All-pro safety Ronnie Lott believes, like many NFL stars, that the World League is extremely valuable.
It gives the Raiders as well as other teams an opportunity to really get players better. Whether you're a player coming out of college or whether you're a player that's been around for a while, whether you're a player that's part of the NFL, it's an opportunity to see if you can make a play.
A good example, Ronnie Lott's Raiders teammate Michael Jones, who led the University of Missouri in scoring in 1990. The Raiders signed him last season as a linebacker and felt the World League experience would help him make the transition.
They asked me did I want to go, and I thought about it, and I talked to my agent. My agent thought it would give me playing experience, and my coach told me to give me playing experience. So, in the long run, it'd be better for me.
Everybody's talented in the NFL, but the guys that really rise above everyone else is because they're more perfected at their skills, and that's what happens for a guy like Mike Jones. Is now he's able to come back and has perfected his skill and can compete for maybe a starting job.
There's no doubt that the NFL is a higher caliber of football than that of the World League. But remember, it took years for the NFL to become as popular as it is today. And with NFL support, the League of the 90s has a chance to stand on its own.
I don't think it's a minor league. They're high-quality athletes that really have a place to play professional football. And this is just a different brand of professional football.
In a world of constant change, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the rock. The Prudential Rock Solid.
Costly engine wear occurs when you first start your car because even the best motor oils and additives are down in the oil pan. Slick 50 protects your engine at startup. It treats the engine, not the oil. Independent lab tests showed Slick 50 reduced engine wear by 50% for 50,000 miles. Since 1978, over 15 million people worldwide have used Slick 50. Starting your engine without it is a terrible thing to do.
At the Lake Edna Karate Club's last get-together, Ralph Fisher, the instructor, said,
To Phoenix, where coming up next, we'll have live coverage of the Indy cars and the Valvoline 200, where yesterday in qualifying, Michael Andretti was the man through the 170-mile-an-hour barrier with a new track record to set on the pole. We'll have live coverage coming up next, right after the football.
Let us know when you're ready.
And we're at halftime with Orlando leading Ohio 14-3, an early season rematch. These two teams met in the opening week of the season. Along with Dick Vermeil, I'm Roger Twyble. Same old for Ohio, moving the ball a lot, but they
turn it over.
Yeah, turn it over. Just can't punch it in. But meanwhile, on the other hand, Orlando able to punch it in early, jumped out to a 7-0 lead.
Darryl Clack takes this and just a slant play. He cut back nicely and got it in the end zone. They'd thrown the ball to get it down there. Now they run it in.
So Clack, the veteran out of Arizona State, Dallas Cowboys for a number of years, and then good defensive effort by the Glory. Criswell to punt, and Ruffin comes in.
Yeah, and the result of that is the next highlight play is the first play after the rough, a touchdown pass off play action down there to Willie Davis, number 86. Again, the fastest man on the Kansas City Chiefs, one-on-one, no free safety. He takes it home.
Bad day for Aaron Ruffin. I mean, he roughs the pass, the punter, 15 yards, and then he gets beat by Willie Davis. So 14-0 there, and then a field goal right before the end of the first half, 14-3. Orlando with the lead over Ohio. Now, we're going to be back in just a moment here at Ohio Stadium as halftime continues. 14-3, the Thunder leads the Glory.
The Prudential Halftime Report has been brought to you by the Prudential. In a changing world, one thing remains rock solid: the Prudential.
In a world of sweeping changes, there is one certainty: the financial strength of the rock. The Prudential, rock solid.
Sports and Science Converge, brought to you by AT&T, sponsor of the '92 U.S. Olympic team. To many fans, boxing is an old-fashioned sport of brute strength. But in the high-tech '90s, training methods have become...
And we welcome you back. Set to go. Second half here at Ohio Stadium. Beautiful day for football. One of the most beautiful days in Columbus, Dick, that I've ever seen.
I tell you, I've done at least 10 games in this stadium in the fall, and I have never been here in a day like this. It's beautiful.
Grannis Bell will take it. And he is tripped up. Number 41 down there for the Glory was Nigel Codrington to make the stop on the special teams. And the halftime statistics and what we've talked about before the game during the first half, numbers don't mean much when you're losing.
They really don't, but here's what means a lot, Roger, right there. -2 in the turnovers. You know, a turnover in the National Football League last year computed to be worth 4 points. There's 8 points they've given away turning the ball over in the first half.
I think we had a penalty marker down. The official has the football, and he is called offsides on the kicking team.
Offsides on the kicking team.
So kick it
we
over.
We kicked 5 yards.
You know, I was talking with Joe Howard Johnson last night, one of the kick returners and the fine kick returner from the Washington Redskins, who one time was number 3 in the NFC in returning kicks, so he can return. He said they thought they had a couple keys. If the ball got to him and the keys remained the same, he could take one home. That's what he told me last night.
Let's look at Joe Howard Johnson. Played some basketball at Notre Dame besides being an outstanding football player.
1 year, started as point guard, went all the way to the NIT. He told me about that. He said it was just too draining to go from basketball on into spring football.
Can't be that 3 sports star like you were back in the old days, Dick.
Yeah, Calistoga High. 120 kids in the school. You know?
Grannis Bell with it at the 15. And Bell is wrapped up at the 30-yard line. Adam Walker came down to make the stop. So now
Tackle by number
Orlando
30,
will have it 1st and 10 from the 30. And, you know, the Ohio defense has had a couple of chances to come up with some big plays. There's been an interception attempt a couple times. They've had a chance to intercept Mitchell, and they've dropped him.
And they've been pretty consistent in getting pressure and making Scott Mitchell move around a little bit. But if they can make him move and take it away, then they can get back in the ballgame. They like to run left from this formation or play action pass.
22, Darrell Clack is the lone setback, and Clack will get it to the 35-yard line. So the veteran out of Arizona State University with 5 yards on the pickup.
They have a real strong tendency in their first 2 ball games. When they got in that formation, 2 tight ends, 2 wideouts, they run to the ball to the left or come off it with a play action. Every time I've seen it.
John O'Tunney and Tim James on the tackle. There's head coach Galen Hall. Had some very, very good years as head coach at the University of Florida. And Mitchell on 2nd and 5. Give it to Clack again. And a penalty marker is down. Penalty marker thrown right in the middle of that pile. As Clack got about 3. Middle of the line, Wells was there along with Charles Jackson. Holding call against the Orlando Thunder.
They ran a trap play up inside. Normally when you get a holding call
on the offensive center,
I believe that's Bill McDermott.
Repeat 2nd down.
I was going to say that normally the holding penalty on a trap is your offensive center as he blocks away from the point of attack and goes to the defensive tackle. He'll get his arms out and latch on, and that's what happened.
I love it. These guys, it's all looking like, well, you know, we got a 4:30 flight here today. We're looking down at this thing doesn't hurry, and it's just the plays on the wristband. 2nd and 20. Mitchell likes to swing it to Clack. He does right there, and he's got some room. Clack still on his feet. Darrell Clack all the way up to the 47-yard line, more than enough for the first down. 21 yards on the reception for the Thunder leading receiver.
Again, that was a great demonstration of what a back being able to go downfield and block ahead of a receiver as long as the ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage. You'll see Lasso, number 52. See him right out there? He just a screen block. That's all he needed, but that gave him that little crack he needed. This has been a real good play for him. They might as well just keep running it.
Well, Darrell Clack came into this game with 11 receptions for 85 yards. He was a 2nd-round pick of the Cowboys in '86. And he's got 3 receptions today for 44 on 1st and 10. The middle is open, and Mitchell finds his man.
Mitchell's pass complete.
Check and see who that is.
It's Michael Titley.
Is it Titley, the tight end?
Yes, it is.
Number 89, Michael Titley.
George Kuntz and John O'Tunney both in the stop. Titley, 6'3", 235, first-year pro from Iowa. As you take a look at Kuntz right there.
You know, a kid coming out of the Iowa football program as a tight end comes out knowing how to get involved in the passing game because they do such a good job of throwing that ball in the college game.
Good drive now for Orlando. 1st and 10 at the 37 of Ohio. Swinging out, and there was a ball that could have been picked off. Kuntz was the man on the coverage. The intended receiver was Roger Vick, and that's 3 times today that passes could have been intercepted. Leading tackler on the team there, George Kuntz.
Dennis Thurman, the defensive coordinator for the Glory, told me that they're basically going to play more zone today because they're afraid of those quick screens and passes where linemen are going downfield and block, so they'd be in more zone. But I would look for them here pretty quick to change up and come with some kind of blitz.
4 wide receivers. On 2nd and 10, they'll give it to Clack. And Clack maybe gets a couple. A penalty marker is down. Penalty marker down inside. John O'Tunney and Kent Wells. The face mask is the call.
I talked to John O'Tunney on the practice field the other day, who made that play. He's from Bellarmine High School in San Jose, Santa Clara area. That high school's probably turned out more good football players than any other high school in the area. And he said, you know, Coach, I have never played football in weather like this. It was absolutely miserable.
5-yard penalty. Number 98, repeat 2nd down.
98, Charles Jackson, the man, grabbed the face mask. Tunney, 432 career tackles at Stanford. You talked about the weather the other day. He hadn't seen anything. I mean, that was only about 35 degrees and a little bit of rain.
But the day before was, they say, absolutely miserable.
2nd down and 4. Clack again. And Clack's got the first down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. It looks like Ohio's come up with a football. but we're not getting a signal from the officials. Aaron Ruffin was the man that took it away. And they're going to say, no, it's Orlando football.
He went inside and he cut back and he's driving forward. Here he is right in the middle of your screen. Ball in the left hand, number 22, working upfield. He gets into a pile. Forward progress stop. He's being knocked back. There's the ball loose right there. They must have blown it dead on forward progress.
Okay. Good block there by Doug Aronson, the left guard from San Diego State. Larry Little, talk about good guards. One of the best to ever play in the NFL. And a whistle. And
delay game on the offense.
Okay, now a delay game.
Penalty, first down.
Maybe they're looking at the replay, huh?
Well, we don't have replay in this league, folks, and they don't have it in the other league anymore either. No. So it doesn't really matter.
No, make it.
10:57 to go, third quarter.
Galen Hall, the head coach, runs his own offense as well. He coordinates it.
Call and play 25.
So they'll all look at their wristbands now, and they'll pick out play 25.
Well, Grannis Bell is over here on the near side with his hands up in the air. Couldn't hear the play. Play action. Mitchell nearly picked off, but was it a catch? They're going to rule it a catch.
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Dennis Airy was over there and looked like he might have caught it after the defensive deflection.
Yeah, it did look like it. Take a look at the end of that play. Maybe we can see from here. He's going to throw it to the right side of your screen, down lower bottom corner.
Kuntz hits it.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Can't tell. Well, Airy made it look good. Second down and 15. Mitchell with a lot of time and a man wide open. Touchdown. 84 on the reception. Grannis Bell, his second touchdown reception of the year, and there was some real confusion back there.
There's the problem of playing a defensive football player on offense and defense. Darren Hughes, number 21, got lost in the coverage over here. You'll see at the bottom, you see 21 right now. He's pointing, saying, hey, somebody's supposed to have him, not me. A mistake in coverage.
Tracy Bennett will come on to attempt the point after. And it's good. 21-3, the Thunder leads the Glory. And like great protection that time by the offensive line set up that play.
Swinging, and for Bobby Thigpen, that's a Major League record, 57 saves, 11 batter. Listen to this crowd. Jalinda Bardeen will win the Marathon Gold here in Seoul, and nobody's talk about domination. Kenny Monday takes the gold. I've never seen a wrestler that.
The will to win means nothing without the will to prepare. ASICS, the next level.
At the Lake Edna Karate Club's last get-together, Ralph Fisher, the instructor, served new Oriental wings from KFC. Tender wings glazed in a sweet teriyaki sauce. Charlie Lewis had so many he had to loosen his black belt. In fact, everyone had seconds. Except Ralph. New KFC Oriental wing pieces, 6 for $1.99, 20 for $5.99, for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
It's a tractor value like no other. For only $999.99, get this Craftsman 2 12.5 horsepower tractor with 38-inch deck. Save $250 during Sears Days. It's a spectacular value above the rest.
Linen, no better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Skin Bracer Aftershave. Its cool, brisk tingle really gets you going. And what a great scent. Skin Bracer.
No better way to face the day. Find Linen.
What do I like about the World League? It's good, hard pro football.
Get into the World League next Sunday on ABC Sports.
And we welcome you back. Roger Twibell, Dick Vermeil, Julie Moran with you. Tracy Bennett, the kicker for Orlando, has had a busy day getting set to kick off, and back deep there for the Ohio Glory. Adam Walker's 30, and Also in your picture, number 84 for the Glory's Melvin Patterson. Patterson's got it at the 9. And tiptoes his way to the 28-yard line. For an update on Birmingham and Frankfurt, let's check in with Mark Jones.
Second quarter action. Birmingham, Frankfurt, Elroy Harris off tackle for the touchdown. His second touchdown of the game and his second backflip. It's 14-0 Birmingham.
Thank you very much, Mark. So Birmingham going over to Frankfurt, and in the third quarter, 14-0 as the Glory. And Dick, we heard Larry Little during the timeout. They're going to throw it now.
They're going to go deep here. Now they're going to get a double zone, so they're going to have to get fades. Looks like they're getting double zone. Jump outside and throw it quick.
1st and 10. O'Hara's got a lot of room in front of him. He's going to take it to the side. Pat O'Hara across the 35 to the 36-yard line, where he's driven out by Rick Andrews, a second-year pro from Washington. A penalty marker is down.
See, they're not giving Pat enough options as to where to go with the football, Raj. There's 2 guys out there running deep patterns, and then they cut him off against a double zone, and there's nobody else in the no place to throw the ball.
So the penalty marker, as a very frustrated Larry Little, who didn't lose a lot of football games in his career with the Miami Dolphins.
On the offense, number 20, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Holding on Amir Razul.
You know, I asked Larry Little the other day about his career and how he signed. He said he signed the San Diego Chargers. Sid Gilman signed him for $750.
And was happy about it.
And the reason he went there is the Colts only offered him $500.
And who was coaching the Colts then?
Don Shula. But he stayed after him.
Yeah. Trips left on 1st and 20. Quick out, and it's overthrown. The intended receiver, Walter Wilson. Let's go to Julie Moran. Julie?
Well, Roger, if you're a student in Columbus with good grades and good citizenship, you can come to the Glory Games, and you can come free because the Glory is giving out 5,000 free tickets this season. And I'm with Van and Andrew. And guys, how do you like having a pro team in Columbus?
I love it.
You do? How about you, Andrew?
That's good.
How'd you get your free ticket?
Good grades.
Good
from
grades?
School.
How about you, Van?
Good grades, too.
All right. Keep up the good work, guys. Back to you, Roger.
Way to go, kids.
Away, guys.
You bet. Going to school, making good grades. 2nd and 20. O'Hara got a man. That's Walker. Good move right there. Busted up the middle. Loses a football. Let's see if they blew it dead at the 35-yard line or not. No, they're going to say it's Orlando football. So for the 3rd time today, after a reception, a fumbled football. And
the offensive line did a real nice job of picking up the stunts, everything done right. Now Adams is working upfield, the ball in the right hand, and they just strip it out of there. You're going to have to do more fumble drills in the practice field.
Malcolm Frank came up with the loose football after Ephraim Thomas made the hit. Now, wait a second. They've changed their decision, and O'Hara's back on the field, and they're going to say the man was down. Now, what did you think?
Well, they went to instant replay.
No, they didn't. Come on.
No,
we're not using
They had
that.
to have a discussion out there and change their mind.
Well,
take another look at that, and let's see if we can
what's
see what
the rule
happens.
now for the people?
Let's see, right here. Hey, that's a fumble all the way. That's a fumble all the way. Now, I don't know what they can rule.
Well, Orlando's going to take a timeout.
Orlando, that's their first timeout.
Timeout, 8:41 to go, 3rd quarter. The Thunder leads at 21-3.
From the Far East to Europe. Across the Caribbean and throughout North America, only one airline covers so much of the world with so much warmth.
We love to fly on beaches. No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's 110% protection against wetness and odor that lasts all day. Start the morning with Speed Stick, the wide stick, for powerful 24-hour protection.
No better way to face the day. No better way to face the day.
Speed Stick, 110% protection.
It's not easy to pull yourself away from a bowl of Kellogg's Raisin Bran. Those 2 scoops of raisins taste so good, you'll find that once you start, you can't leave them behind. It's those 2 scoops that taste too good to pull yourself away. 2 scoops of raisins, golden flakes of bran. Get every bite you can. It's those 2 scoops that taste too good to pull yourself away. 2 scoops that taste too good in Kellogg's Raisin Bran. 2 scoops.
Sunday AFP goes pro.
Hello.
As the most high-flying, high-fiving, and high-pitched performers,
What's your favorite color? I don't know.
hang out on America's Funniest People Sunday.
Well, it's a World League here on ABC, and the Ohio Glory will take the breaks any way they can get them. And what appeared to be a fumble by Adam Walker, the officials ruled he was down. So now it's a 3rd and 3 situation for Pat O'Hara and the Glory at the 36-yard line. Talked about running an H series.
That's the H back. They're going to run an option.
Wilson was the motion man. And he's got him. Near side, 85 Walter Wilson from East Carolina, and there's a penalty marker down. Ephraim Thomas was on the coverage. And did you think there might have been a flag on that play after that fumble? Anyway, it's going to be a holding. And Ohio just can't get it right today.
Well, they haven't gotten it right all year,
no.
So it's not just today.
On the offense, number 78, 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
78 is Kurt Moll, the left guard out of Georgia. 7 penalties, 65 yards against Ohio.
That's just what they've been averaging in the first 2 ball games.
6'5", 291. This Ohio front line averages over 295 pounds. Do you have to be a 300-pounder to play offensive line in the pros, Dick?
Well, they kind of believe that, but I'd still rather have the 285 guy that was quick and had good explosion.
3rd down and 13. Walker's open out of the backfield. And he's still on his feet, spins past the 30 to the 33. That's going to be way short of the 1st down as he really got popped over there. Ephraim Thomas, defensive back from Alabama, and also Malcolm Frank.
So they wanted to throw a crossing pattern, Roger, and they did a good job of zoning it off, and then they just threw it to the running back and tried to get upfield, but on 3rd and real long, you very seldom make the 1st down.
First punt of the day for Tom Ruin from the University of Colorado. Led the nation in punting at Colorado in '89, 45.9. Another one of those Colorado kickers.
I know, he really loves this long snapper. He says he really gets it back quickly.
Fair catch being waved, and Joe Howard Johnson makes it. 33 yards on the punt. 7:28 to go, 3rd quarter. The Thunder leads 21-3.
We want to show you what an American car company can do when we put our minds to it. In 1989, this Dodge Viper was just a concept. In January, it started rolling off an assembly line in Detroit, Michigan. Nobody in the country ever developed a car that fast. From now on, every new car Chrysler makes is going to be built the way this one was. And that's by a team. Product and manufacturing engineers, designers, finance guys, and marketers, all working together with one idea: making a great car. And this is where they'll do it. Our new $1 billion Chrysler Technology Center. We'll have 7,000 people here, designing, testing, hand-building prototypes. There's even a pilot factory to get it right before we produce a single car. We've been telling you about Chrysler advantages for some time now. We've changed this company to give you even higher quality cars, faster, and at lower cost. For those of us who forgot, it's called being competitive.
Most eye doctors agree dry, irritated eyes should be treated, and doctors agree dry, irritated eyes can be effectively treated with soothing, cooling Visine Extra. Visine gets the red out.
When sports cream, when arms are sore, when legs ache, when muscles hurt. Why sports cream? Massaging sports cream in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell, no odor. Why sports cream? Because it works.
Why is the BPAA U.S. Open bowling's most smashing event? Trophy or no trophy, it's the one everyone wants to win. Saturday on ABC Sports.
And we welcome you back here to Columbus, Ohio. 21-3, Orlando leads the Ohio Glory. 7:28 to go, third quarter. Scott Mitchell with a couple of touchdown passes. And he'll send 4 wide receivers out this time. Motion man there was Joe Howard Johnson. They'll bring it back to Grannis Bell on the near side, and he's all wrapped up at the 34-yard line, right about the line of scrimmage. 77, one of the men, Chad Rowland, and 31, Mike Adams over on the stop. Rowland from Arkansas and Adams from Arkansas State.
Well, they couldn't get back to the screen wall. He couldn't get there. The defense got there first. They had it formed downfield. He just couldn't get to it.
That's from Jonesboro to Fayetteville. You got the whole state covered east to west there. 2nd and 10. Mitchell open down the middle, and 89 there on the pass reception is tight end Michael Titley. 15 yards on the pickup as Willis and James make the tackle. And Dick, that route's been open a lot.
Well, see, they're playing him zone, so he's coming off, reading the 2 linebackers and settling down in between the 2 linebackers.
Look at Galen Hall. They'll be back home next week. We'll be down there. The Knights come down to Orlando. Joe Howard Johnson in motion near side on 1st and 10. They'll give it to Clack, and he is wrapped up after a gain of about a yard. 59, George Kuntz, one of the men over there. Also coming over to help on it is Mike Senvold, number 70. You know, one of the things that the Ohio Glory, which, talking to Wally Chambers, their defensive line coach, they're not a great pass rushing team. They're not going to get to the quarter. They're more of a contained sort of team.
Well, that puts more pressure on the secondary when you're playing against an offense that throws the ball 70% of the time. They're going to have to gamble once in a while, see if they can't get that back.
2nd and 9. 5:50 to go, third quarter. Down the middle, pass complete. 85 with the reception is Stacy Simmons, 2nd-year pro from the University of Florida, and Nigel Codrington makes a tackle.
You know, they went double zone, meaning the 2 safeties divided the field in half, 50% each, covering deep. And Scott, I think, is throwing the ball underneath just a little bit soon. They had guys down that seam wide open if he could take a, and get it there in time.
I'd call him one of those safe than sorry quarterbacks.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's not going to make a mistake.
Very cautious quarterback.
Only threw 1 pass interception coming into the ball game in 86 attempts.
Well, 13 of 20, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns so far today, 4 on the season, as Bell was the man in motion on 3rd and 4, near side. Clack's got it, and he's got the first down at the 40-yard line. He's knocked out by Darren Hughes, number 21 from Carson Newman.
You'll see back here what I'm talking about. 2 safeties going to work and cover half the field. Now these people here cover the short quarter zones. Get it in zone. See, get it in zone. They're just covering off the field. Now this corner here to the bottom of your screens has got to rotate up in there much quicker to make that play. That's what's happened when they put this no bump rule in. These outside corners are sagging much greater, much deeper.
1st and 10. Hand off to Clack. He'll go nowhere. And quite a defensive play there made by John O'Tunney. 6'1", 237. 1st-year pro from Stanford. Free agent signee of the LA Raiders.
Here he is right here. You watch him now. It is a stunt move in there. They're going to blitz, bring the linebacker. See, now he reads it right now. He runs up inside as the hole was created by the pulling lineman. Does a good job. I'm not so sure that was a call blitz, more of an instinctive thing to do when he saw the hole.
2nd and 15. Less than 4 minutes to go, third quarter. 5 wide receivers. Mitchell's got a man wide open on the far side. Penalty marker goes down as Willie Davis makes the reception. Darren Willis on the coverage, 22 yards on the pickup. And we have got a penalty against Ohio.
They'll probably refuse that. See what they're doing.
Darren Willis.
Illegal hands to the face by the defense, number 43. Penalty is declined, 1st down.
All Larry Little can do is shake his head.
Well, they ran a nice corner pattern, what I call a burst corner pattern on that double zone. The receiver released inside, got on the safety and broke to the corner, and it was a beautiful throw, demonstrating a strong arm, Scott Mitchell, on that kind of throw. You've got to get that ball there on time. It's got to be really zipping through the air.
21-3 with 3:42 to go, third quarter. And the Thunder driving again. They're at the 22-yard line. Davis, 2 receptions, 73 yards and a touchdown. They'll give it to Clack, and he is stuck by Tunney. Another good hit by Jono Tunney. Another penalty flag down. And we went the first half with very few penalties, and now in this third quarter, we've had a dozen.
Jono Tunney coming from the middle linebacker spot. You'll see this from the end zone. He does a real nice job right here of filling as a middle linebacker should. Now watch him. He doesn't wait for the ball carrier to get to him. He attacks the ball carrier. He stays square, gets his hips down, bends his knees, and runs through the tackle.
Number 89, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Now Titley is called for the holding. You saw why he was a powerlifting champion in high school and a second-place powerlifting champion, as he just really took that man, stood him straight up, and drove him back. As Frankfurt's got on the board now, Birmingham leads at 14-7 in the third quarter. First down and 20. Mitchell, that spot is open down the middle. At least the 4th time today he's been able to find Titley.
See, the only way they can stop that in a pure zone defense is you don't let the tight end off the line of scrimmage cleanly. You line the linebacker up on him tight, and you chuck him and make him fight for his life to get off there. They're not doing that.
Tim James made the tackle. If you folks remember that Orange Bowl game when the Rocket took it back against Colorado, was nullified. James was the man that got clipped.
Good memory.
Yeah. 2nd and 9. Little swing out, Darryl Clack. Tunney misses him. Finally knocked out over on the far side by Darren Willis. And that should be enough for a first down.
You know, this play is really clever. Watch the offensive center right here as he comes out and blocks downfield on this pass. As long as the ball is caught downfield. Now watch him to the right side of your screen. See how valuable he is now? Watch him kick out right there. Gives him that little extra yardage he needed to move the chains.
Rodney Lossow.
Yeah.
6'2", 262 from Wisconsin in his 3rd year professionally. Getting a chance to go downfield and block.
Yeah, now see, they're forced to maybe get into some man coverage here, and they're confused.
It's 1st and goal just inside the 10. Mitchell back against the grain. Incomplete.
See, this expansion team is going through what we saw a lot of times last year. New teams put together. They're confused. The defense that time was never lined up. They're still running and trying to get lined up.
Joe Howard Johnson was the intended receiver, and Mitchell thought, gosh, we should have had that one.
You know what Scott told me last night? He says, you know what I was really sort of shocked is the caliber of the athlete that I'm playing with. You know, coming from the Miami Dolphins with Duper and all those guys, I didn't anticipate finding as many good football players on the field and seeing as many good football teams. Now, he's not playing one of the better teams today, but he's impressed with the caliber.
We're getting another conference here with the officials and Jono Tunney.
He's a Stanford guy. He'll outsmart him.
Yeah, right.
He's got his degree, you know, in economics and political science. He'll figure it out for him.
Some way, somehow. Well, they're going to figure this out.
I don't know what they're calling. The receiver.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. Number 64, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Well, how can they call that? The lineman can be downfield long as the ball's caught behind the line of scrimmage.
But it wasn't. That could be the only thing. It has to be caught at or behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay, no, oh no, the ball's thrown downfield. Yeah. I'm going back to the too far back on that last play. No, you have to throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage for those linemen to get down there.
1st and 20. Mitchell, the inside Shovel pass to Joe Howard Johnson. He gets to the 15-yard line. John O'Tunney, one of the men, and Aaron Ruffin, 33, also make the tackle. And a few words being exchanged right there between the Thunder and the Glory players.
A clever little football play. Again, the shuffle pass. See, they pulled their guard on the shuffle pass. They tackle pass sets and get that defensive end to rush upfield, and then they flip the ball underneath it.
2nd down and 15. 5 wide receivers, trips to the near side. 1:15 to go, 3rd quarter. Mitchell down the middle, wide open, touchdown, and there he is, Joe Howard Johnson.
You're going to see here why a quarterback can throw a touchdown. Look at the pass protection. Nobody within 3 yards of him. Nice throwing lane right down the middle, and Joe goes up there. Good leaping ability. He hit that double zone down there. They went to zone or double man down there, and he hit between the safeties.
15 yards on the touchdown reception. 2nd of the to attempt the point after. And it's good. 1:10 to go, 3rd quarter. Orlando 28, Ohio 3.
Thoroughbred Racing's greatest event pays 2nd on ABC Sports.
There's a place where the home team always wins, where fashion models cling to ordinary guys, and ordinary guys really know how to dance.
Why can't life be like beer commercials? Why? Ask why. Try Bud Dry. It's dry brewed, not watered down, to drink light yet satisfied completely. Because when all the world's a stage, your refreshment should be real.
Making your place look great should be fun and save you money. To do it right the first time, just ask Ace.
This 4 cubic foot wheelbarrow is only $19.99. An Ace lawn rake or round point shovel just $5.99 each.
Ace Best Buy is another reason Ace is the place for you.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge with 6 rich lubricants for less irritation. You've got the edge.
At the Lake Edna Karate Club's last get-together, Ralph Fisher, the instructor, served new Oriental wings from KFC. Tender wings glazed in a sweet teriyaki sauce. Charlie Lewis had so many he had to loosen his black belt. In fact, everyone had seconds, except Ralph. New KFC Oriental wing pieces, 6 for $1.99, 20 for $5.99, for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
Beautiful baby daughter. I saw the pictures myself. He showed them to me at the pep rally. And then he flew back here and arrived on Thursday and showed up for practice. Welcome those of you that were watching the game between Ohio and Orlando. I'm Mark Jones along with Tim Brand in Frankfurt, Germany, where our score in the 3rd quarter is 14-7. The Fire lead the Galaxy. Frankfurt unbeaten at 2-0. Birmingham coming into the contest with a record of 1-1.
Of course, Birmingham, the defending champions in the division in the West.
Before the snap, 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
And the Fire capitalized on 2 Frankfurt turnovers in the first half, turned them into touchdowns and led 14-0. The Galaxy just came back behind Perez and Tony Baker and made it 14-7.
Mike Perez has gone the distance at quarterback for Frankfurt, while Mike Norseth has done the job from the beginning for Birmingham.
Great crowd, more than 50,000 here, and Birmingham now is putting the muzzle on them with this good drive.
It's a 1st down and 10. 3 receivers to the top of the screen. Here's Harris. They fake the reverse, and Harris keeps it. Elroy Harris down to the 37, where Pat McGuire makes the tackle.
You know, I think that reverse was on. I think Eddie Britton, number 89, the wide receiver, was supposed to get it coming back to the backside. He looked more surprised than anybody. But Harris felt like he had the blocking, could get out there and get the corner, and he did.
For those of you that have just joined us, Elroy Harris has been very busy today.
No, it was designed because he had the blockers pulling and out in front of him. Schoenwolf and Valerio both got out there.
Three wide receivers to the bottom of the screen now. Norseth steps up, scrambles, and down at the 38 by Yepi Pau.
Flags everywhere.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask, number 57 on your defense.
And it's against Yepi Pau.
Watch this. Northus knows he's in trouble, but he doesn't want to throw it away. Turnovers is what they've tried to eliminate now with Birmingham. That's plagued them the first 2 weeks, so they told him, tuck it away. If there's nobody open, tuck it away. Now here comes 57, Yepi Pau. Now look, Northus is wearing his mouthpiece, his chin strap up in his mouth. Went to his head, unnecessary roughness, move it down 15.
Now, it almost appeared to be inadvertent. It really did. Just tried to collar him, and his hands got tied up in the face mask, as you see happen so often. Regardless, though, it's a 15-yard penalty.
Absolutely. Whether you do it on purpose or not, your hand gets caught in that face mask, you're either going to get somebody hurt, but you'll always get the penalty.
The ball at the 23-yard line.
2, 1.
Jim Bell is the only back, and Norseth steps back and calls a timeout. Pardon me, that's the end of the third quarter of play. Our score 14-7. Big finish coming up. We'll return with more World League action after word from our ABC stations.
Victoria Principal in 3 different stories of mystery and suspense.
Never said anything about killing her.
Seduction. 3 tales from the inner sanctum. Sunday.
What do you do when your husband calls to tell you he's bringing guests home for dinner and you haven't cleaned your silver in months?
Get Tarnex.
What do you use to clean away the tarnish from even the most deeply embedded patterns of those special serving pieces?
Use Tarnex.
Is there any easy way to keep sterling silver or silver plate always looking bright and shiny?
With Tarnex.
How do you remove years of tarnish from gold, silver, and copper coins?
Dip them in Tarnex.
How do you get months of tarnish off those badly discolored copper pots and pans?
Tarnex does it all.
Yes, Tarnex does it all, quickly, easily. But unlike silver polishes, Tarnex removes only the tarnish, not the precious metal. Remember the name, Tarnex. It's guaranteed to work for you at home as easily as it does on TV or return to place of purchase for your money back.
Tarnex, available at Safeway, Revco, Service Star, Drug Emporium, and Kmart.
WJLA's got the combination, Channel 7 and you, for education. 7's on your side with the message to be. Get an education, kids, it'll set you free. The school is your job and your grades are your pay. So keep working hard and you'll find one day that you can be anything that you want to be. Because you got an education and it sets you free. Tell it.
Yes, I see. An education will set me free. Yes, I see. The future ahead is bright for me.
Orioles 92, the start of something big, Monday at noon.
Well, we're awaiting the first play of the fourth quarter. Birmingham with the lead 14-7. Frankfurt's unbeaten record on the line tonight. Norseth with the toss to Elroy Harris. And a big defensive play by Wlaf.
Oh, great defensive play. Stayed outside, kept his outside leverage, never lost containment, played to make the play inside out, made the final stop. Great play from the Portland State guy, 6'1", 230-pounder, played for Toronto in the CFL. Watch him top your screen. Take on the block, fight it off, get his leg, and Harris goes down. Outstanding play by Wlaf.